With Manchester City having an easy fixture in Blank GW18, it presents us with an opportunity to go against Salah. Let's start by building the shortlist. First player on the shortlist is Kevin De Bruyne. The City talisman is finally back and he offers a great captaincy option going forward. Second is his teammate Phil Foden. I'd say he's the most reliable option of the remaining City attackers with the positions that he takes up and his expected minutes as well. The Citizens play against a nice easy Newcastle defence and you'll see that later on in the video. And last but certainly not least, it's the man attempting to retain the captain's armband, Mo Salah. His fixture's not quite as easy against Spurs away from home, but we'll discuss that in the opponents section later on in the video because I don't think it's as difficult as it usually would be. Let's get straight into it and take a look at the non-penalty stats per 90 minutes. We'll discuss the penalties in the set pieces section. Unsurprisingly, Salah takes the lead on the non-penalty return points per 90 minutes. He also leads the expected stats but only by 0.2. Of course, the expected metric is better at projecting future points than actual points themselves, but Salah is in top form, he's on fire and he's being very clinical. De Bruyne's got the most underwhelming stats, but to be fair, they are based on a sample size of 500 minutes, so they could easily change, and I wouldn't be surprised after the last fixture as well. If anything, Salah's the undisputed winner of this section. Moving on to the set pieces, the Egyptian is the only player on the shortlist to be on penalty duties for his respective club. KDB might be on them for City, but they've not yet got a dedicated penalty taker. If it was to be someone else, I highly doubt it would be Foden. However, Foden is the main man on indirect free kicks and corners for City. De Bruyne still takes quite a few of them, and if there's a direct free kick, he's the most likely to take it. Salah rarely takes direct free kicks, and he doesn't take indirect free kicks or corners. So with De Bruyne having plenty more opportunities to return from the set pieces, and he's still got a decent chance of taking penalties, he's the winner of this section. I'd still say that Salah takes second place because of the value of penalties though. Let's take a look at the probability of each player scoring or assisting. First of all, these odds are based on the assumption that each player plays 90 minutes. We'll review the expected minutes later on in the video. Salah leads the anytime goal scorer odds by 12%. And the most creative player in the Premier League takes the anytime assist odds by 3%. There's not much between the anytime return odds. De Bruyne leads by 1% and Foden's behind by 4%. Whilst De Bruyne has the best chance of returning, Salah's actually got the best odds because the goals are weighted by 5 points and the assists are weighted by 3 points. Salah also has impressive points projections. He has the highest figure overall with 6.4 at Fantasy Football Fix. He's also got the highest figure on Fantasy Football Scout with 5.6. He leads by 0.4 on both algorithms and he's easily the winner of this section. And looking at it, De Bruyne definitely takes second place as well. By comparing the opposition's defence, it's clear to see that City do have an easier fixture. Newcastle's defensive numbers have been atrocious this season. They've actually conceded the most goals in the whole league. One thing that needs to be considered is the fact that the Spurs team has had plenty of COVID cases. We're not quite sure who's had it yet, but they could have a depleted defence, which doesn't show through these stats. Obviously we can only go off what we already know, so that means as it stands, City appear to have the easier fixture. Before we make a decision, let's carry out a quick risk assessment. Both De Bruyne and Foden played 90 minutes in their last match 5 days ago, and if anything, it looks like their fitness levels are high enough to play 90 minutes again. As you can see, Pep Roulette has been factored into the expected minutes. COVID has also been introduced to the expected minutes and it's a very complex metric, so I can't break it down for you too much, but you can see the numbers on the screen. Salah played just under 3 days ago and he had his first rest of the season of 17 minutes, he played 73 minutes and I'm not concerned about his fitness. I've seen a rumour circulating around Twitter that he's got COVID and there's no concrete evidence of that yet. All things considered, I think Salah's the best captain for Game Week 18. Before you leave, I've got some important advice. It's much safer to stick your vice captain on someone that plays today just in case of postponements. So the question is, who's the best vice captain? Well, definitely pick a captain that plays today and the Villa fixture's just been called off, so pick an Arsenal player against Leeds just after the deadline and that would be Lacazette. He's on penalties and Orba's out as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, best of luck with the carnage and hopefully I'll see you here again for Game Week 19.